Imagine a place where ancient traditions shape daily life, where the rhythms of the past echo through every moment, and the wisdom of ancestors is woven into the fabric of each day. Here, the land itself feels alive with secrets, its dense rainforest and volcanic peaks holding stories untold for generations. That place is Vanuatu. Scattered like emerald jewels across the South Pacific, Vanuatu is often overlooked by travelers, but its story is nothing short of extraordinary, a tapestry of history, nature, and resilience. Here, powerful magic, forgotten wars, and resilient people create a way of life unlike anywhere else on Earth, where ancient rituals and vibrant festivals still pulse with energy. Arriving in Vanuatu feels like stepping into another reality, where the boundaries between past and present blur, and every encounter is a window into a world both mysterious and welcoming. The real Vanuatu is far more complex than the myths of cannibalism and cults that outsiders once imagined. It's a place of proud heritage, deep spirituality, and remarkable diversity. It's a story of survival against the odds, of cultural diversity thriving in harmony, and of a people whose connection to the land runs deeper than the roots of the ancient banyan trees. In Port Vila, the capital, you'll find bustling markets alive with color and energy, where the scents of tropical fruit and spices fill the air. But just a short journey away, remote villages continue to live as they did centuries ago, preserving customs and crafts passed down through generations. Ancient customs coexist with modern challenges, as technology and tradition meet in unexpected ways, forcing us to question our own ideas of progress and what it means to truly thrive. Vanuatu is a living museum, a geological hotspot where volcanoes shape the land and ancient petroglyphs whisper of civilizations long past, and a frontline in the fight against climate change, where rising seas and powerful storms threaten both heritage and home. Join me as we journey into the heart of these enigmatic islands to uncover the stories, the spirit, and the enduring beauty that make Vanuatu truly compelling, a place where time itself seems to stand still, yet life moves ever forward. To understand Vanuatu, picture flying over the endless blue Pacific, then spotting a string of green islands, a necklace of fire and jungle. These islands are the peaks of underwater volcanoes, part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. The land is alive, dense jungles, waterfalls, mysterious caves, and jagged volcanic cones. Pristine white and black sand beaches line the coasts, while vibrant coral reefs teem with life and history. The island's isolation bred incredible cultural and linguistic diversity. Fertile volcanic soil sustains crops like yams, taro, and kava, but eruptions and earthquakes are constant threats. Each island is its own world. One might be a flat atoll, another a towering volcano. Life here is a dance between creation and destruction, ancient and new. Vanuatu is a land forged in fire, wrapped in the greenest jungle you'll ever see. Vanuatu's diversity is unmatched. Over 100 distinct indigenous languages in a nation of just 300,000. Each island, sometimes each valley, developed its own language and customs due to centuries of isolation. The Ni Vanuatu are predominantly Melanesian, but their traditions and social structures vary dramatically. Custom, the traditional way of life, governs everything from farming to justice. Chiefs and elders hold more authority than the national government in many villages, preserving ancient knowledge. This diversity is both a strength and a challenge, making national unity complex. Bislama, a pidgin English, bridges the gaps, uniting the nation. Vanuatu's mosaic of cultures is resilient, adaptable, and deeply rooted in tradition. The country's identity is woven from this vibrant tapestry. Here, diversity isn't just a fact, it's the foundation of life. Vanuatu's history is shadowed by tales of cannibalism, especially on the island of Malakula, but these acts were never simply about hunger or survival. They were deeply ritualistic, woven into the fabric of warfare, spirituality, and the very identity of the people. For centuries, these stories have echoed through the islands, shaping how outsiders viewed Vanuatu, but also how the islanders understood themselves. Consuming an enemy was believed to transfer their strength and spirit, a powerful act that was part of a complex world of taboos, sacred rules, and shifting power. These rituals were not taken lightly. They were surrounded by ceremony, secrecy, and a deep sense of the supernatural. Societies like the Big Namas and Small Namas were often at war, their rivalries fierce and unending. Headhunting and ritual cannibalism became part of a cycle of vengeance and honor, reinforcing alliances and enmities that shaped the island's history for generations. The last ceremonial cannibalism was as recent as 1969, a stark reminder that these traditions are not as distant as they may seem. Even today, the memory of these rituals lingers in stories passed down from elders, in the songs and dances performed at village gatherings. Yet, not all ancient customs were violent. On Pentecost Island, the Nago land diving ritual is a breathtaking display of courage and faith, where men leap from towering wooden structures to bless the yam harvest and prove their bravery to the community. With only vines tied to their ankles, divers plunge toward the earth, brushing the ground to ensure the land's fertility. The ritual is both a test of manhood and a prayer for abundance, watched by villagers who cheer and sing. Rituals in Vanuatu have always been deeply spiritual, rooted in a belief in ancestor spirits, the power of the forest and the mysteries of the sea. Every ceremony, whether for war or harvest, was a way to connect with unseen forces. Magic and sorcery were everyday realities, with the Kleva, the village sorcerer, both respected and feared. Their knowledge of spells, healing and curses shaped daily life, and their influence is still felt in remote villages. Today, Christianity is widespread, its churches standing at the heart of most villages. Yet, traditional beliefs persist, blending seamlessly with new faiths, creating a spiritual tapestry unique to Vanuatu. Vanuatu's spiritual landscape is a living blend of ancient and modern faith, where the old ways are honored even as new traditions take root. The echoes of the past still shape the island's identity, reminding every generation of the power and mystery that lies beneath the surface of daily life. World War II thrust Vanuatu, then the New Hebrides, onto the global stage, forever altering the island's destiny. Once a remote archipelago, Vanuatu suddenly found itself at the heart of a global conflict, its quiet shores transformed by the thunder of war. Espiritu Santo became a massive Allied base, flooding the islands with foreign soldiers and unimaginable cargo. The landscape was reshaped by airstrips, barracks, and bustling military camps, as thousands of troops arrived from distant lands. For the Ni Vanuatu, it was a cultural earthquake. Planes, ships, and endless supplies arrived overnight. The sudden appearance of technology and goods was both astonishing and bewildering, challenging everything they knew about the world. The Americans shared goods and paid wages, challenging colonial hierarchies and changing local perceptions. For many islanders, it was their first time earning money or seeing such abundance, and it left a deep impression. When the war ended, the Americans dumped vast amounts of equipment into the sea. Million-dollar Point, trucks, bulldozers, and crates of supplies were simply discarded, creating an underwater graveyard of wartime relics. Locals were baffled. Why throw away such wealth? The sight of valuable machines and goods being abandoned was both confusing and deeply symbolic, raising questions that lingered for generations. This act sparked the rise of cargo cults, rituals to summon back the abundance they'd witnessed. People began to believe that spiritual ceremonies could bring back the cargo, and new faiths emerged around these hopes. People mimicked military routines, hoping the cargo would return. They built symbolic airstrips, marched in formation, and crafted radios from bamboo, blending tradition with the strange new world they had seen. The cargo cults were a logical response to a world turned upside down. They offered a way to explain the unexplainable and to regain a sense of control in a time of chaos and uncertainty. They reveal how Vanuatu tried to make sense of sudden, overwhelming change. The stories and rituals that emerged became a bridge between past and present, tradition and transformation. The legacy of this era still shapes beliefs and identity today, as echoes of the war and its mysteries continue to influence Vanuatu's culture, reminding us how history and myth can become forever intertwined. The most famous cargo cult is the John Frum movement on Tanna. John Frum, part man, part spirit, maybe an American, told locals to reject colonial ways and return to custom, promising a future of abundance. Followers built airstrips, control towers, and marched in parades, hoping to welcome his return. Every February 15th, John Frum Day, they celebrate with military-style parades and reaffirm their faith. Outsiders may dismiss it, but the movement is a complex response to colonialism and modernity. It's a declaration of independence and hope for a better future. The John Frum cult remains alive, especially among older generations. They believe he will return from America, bringing prosperity. This living history is about faith, identity, and the power of a promise. It's not just about cargo, it's about making sense of a changed world. Life in Vanuatu is shaped by nature's fury, volcanoes and cyclones. 9 active volcanoes, including Mount Yasser, constantly remind locals of the Earth's power. Yasser is sacred, its moods respected and feared. Cyclones are an annual threat, making Vanuatu the world's most disaster-prone nation. Cyclone Pam in 2015 devastated the country, flattening homes and crops. Yet Ni Vanuatu resilience is extraordinary. Traditional knowledge helps them survive and rebuild. Communities use local materials and techniques, relying on self-reliance and unity. But each disaster sets back progress, destroying schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. The struggle is relentless, but the people endure. Now, a new threat looms, one even more insidious than nature's wrath. Climate change is Vanuatu's slow, relentless threat. Rising seas are swallowing coastlines, forcing families to abandon ancestral land. Coral reefs, vital for food and protection, are dying from warming oceans. Bleached reefs mean fewer fish and more vulnerable shores. Extreme weather is now the norm. Stronger cyclones, unpredictable rains, and droughts. Traditional farming knowledge is less reliable as seasons shift. Vanuatu has contributed almost nothing to climate change, yet suffers the most. The people are fighting back, leading global calls for climate justice and ecocide laws. Their struggle is for survival and for the world's future. Vanuatu stands on the front line of a crisis created far beyond its shores. Why should the world care about Vanuatu? Because it holds lessons we desperately need. Vanuatu shows us the value of community, tradition, and living in harmony with nature. Its diversity, over 100 languages and countless customs, is a priceless human heritage. Protecting Vanuatu means protecting wisdom that could help solve global problems. The islands are a warning. What happens here today will happen elsewhere tomorrow. Their fight for climate justice is a fight for us all. Vanuatu's resilience and courage should inspire global action. This fragile, beautiful nation is a treasure we must protect before it's too late.